I'd like to call us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
President Brandon.
Here.
Director Brown. Director Clayton.
Here.
Director Guy.
Here. All right. So moving on to, so actually we're going to be moving item number 12 to item number 1, the president's year in review. So I'll go ahead and start here. So I want to take this moment to reflect on my 3 years serving as your airport president. I will never forget feeling like a deer in headlights when I was appointed as president during my first board meeting after being newly elected. I spent the rest of that year learning as much as I could about the airport, the responsibilities of the seat I was elected to, the large issue the airport was facing, and the past decisions that got us to the point we were at. It was apparent that there were a lot of fires to be put out, and put them out we did. We faced turmoil and lawsuits within our board, federal and county issues that threatened the airport's existence, outdated infrastructure, lack of services, sinkholes in our taxiways, a lack of general public awareness. The list was endless. Preparing for growth felt like a distant goal, a goal I was prepared to never see. I fully expected my term would end and all I would have to show for it was merely putting out long-standing fires that should have been extinguished years ago. But with the right staff, the right board, community support, and the unified focus, we accomplished so much more. We solved a number of legal issues. We secured funding to repave our failing runway and taxiways. We added solar to our parking lots, brought improvements to our fire station, rebuilt our connections with the city, county, state, and federal partners. We brought in twice daily air service to a major hub. We modernized a number of our processes, and now this list goes on. We rebuilt the foundation this airport needs to become the economic powerhouse this city and region need it to be. I say all this with immense pride in serving as president for this airport for the last 3 years. I say all this with immense pride to be part of this team we created. I say all this with immense pride to have served my hometown in a meaningful and measurable way. But I also say all this with a heavy heart. Being in this role, I had the amazing opportunity to meet so many amazing people, including my fiancée, Isabel. Recently, we purchased a home here in Santa Maria, our hometown, and from January 1st on, this home will be my primary residence. I say this with a heavy heart because I will no longer be living in the district I was elected to represent. And so, I'm officially resigning as a member of this board at the end of this meeting, our last meeting of 2025. Thank you all so much for this opportunity to serve you, and thank you all so much for the lessons, connections, and friendships I've made along the way. Thank you. That being said, let's go on to item number 1. Organizational meeting of the Board of Directors, election of officers pursuant to Article 1, Section 5 of the Official Administrative Code of the District.
I would like to follow the recommendations. It would be myself as president, and Chuck Adams as vice president, Tony Guy as secretary, Michael Clayton as vice secretary, and we'll have an open position for director. And I'd like to do this effective on the first meeting of the year.
Any objections to that?
A second.
No, I don't have any objections.
Well, what was the Tony's position?
Tony would be the secretary.
Secretary.
Yeah.
We'll be at the end of the vote.
Yep. Let's go ahead and do a roll call vote for. Can I have the list?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have a roll call vote for Steve Brown as president, Chuck Adams as vice president, Tony Guy as secretary, and Clayton and Michael Clayton as vice secretary. And an open vote to proceed.
President Brandon.
Yes.
Director Brown.
Yes.
Director Clayton.
Yes.
Director Guy.
Yes.
Effective 1st of January, sorry.
Really, it is personally.
Yeah, thank you.
That was also fast. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. All right, moving on to item 2, appointment of members to committees and assignment to liaison position.
Again, for next year, I'd like to make the following. The executive committee would be for myself and Director Adams. The administration and financial would be myself and Tony Guy. Safety and security would be for Michael B. Clayton and Chuck Adams. Real estate committee would be for myself and Tony Guy. Airport planning, capital improvements would be Director Adams and Tony Guy. Government affairs would be Tony Guy and Chuck Adams. Marketing and promotion would be Tony Guy and Michael Clayton. And then general aviation would be Michael Clayton and myself.
So as president-elect, you will have the opportunity to select your own. I say just go ahead and for the first meeting next year, go ahead and appoint it. Is that?
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. So I mean, we can go ahead and,
There's no vote to it, is there?
there's no vote. No, just so that people know.
All right.
If somebody has a problem with it, they can like.
Thanks, Steve.
Once you get on working,
What's that?
I want to be in that marketing because we're gonna market this thing.
Yeah.
Right on and make this happen.
All right.
Sir, we will.
Moving on to item number 3, minutes of the regular meeting held October 9th, 2025.
I'm gonna make a motion that we adopt the one I'm doing tonight, so make a motion to adopt it.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Which one was this for?
October 9th, 2025.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm just checking to see, I was absent, so I abstained before.
I believe you wrote that meeting.
On October, okay, good. Then, aye. No abstention.
Moving on to item number 4, minutes of the regular meeting held November 13th, 2025.
This one I'm gonna abstain from. I was absent.
I read through those as well, and I make a motion we adopt those too.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I seconded.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 5, committee reports.
Mr. President, your self and Director Guy met on the 11th and, 19th of November to discuss air service marketing, along with members of the Chamber of Commerce and others. Your real estate committee met on December 4th, discussed real estate matters, and your executive committee met a week ago to set this agenda.
Thank you. Any questions before we go? Moving on to item number 6, general manager's report.
So we're getting close to customs being ready. They were in town this week and we've got a punch list that we're working out. So we haven't handed it over yet, but we're getting close. Solar project, you see that the panels and whatnot are up and the parking lot for the most part is back open and available. We've been working with some connection issues with PG&E that are into the nitty gritty of how best to go about it and make sure the restaurant's properly served and whatnot. So
What's the, how much solar do we say we're getting for that? I mean, 20%, 25% of our total?
power is, yeah, I don't know what's top of my head. Probably like 80.
Really, there's a lot out there. Very good.
Now they know have an idea what the committees are gonna be. We're gonna be working to set up a meeting next week, or get a tentative date to meet with our consultant for a rent fee study, so we can read this, the fee part, but we need to go over details so they can complete that portion, but now we're ready for a conversation, I think.
Is the rent fee study finished?
Well, the fee isn't part, is it? But it's in draft. Let's put it that way. So we need to have a conversation. We'll have next week with the consultant. Good news is that we've executed a offer for the position of manager of finance administration. I prefer not to go into details who that person is because we're in the offer was contingent on completing a background and referral process that is well underway and going well. So my hope is by the next meeting, we'll have a new manager of finance and administration.
That's great.
And that's all I have.
So Mark, one question relative to the customs. Are we going to market that through the marketing and promotion committee? Is that the intent or is there something else?
So, I'm glad you raised that. I should have brought it up. Something we've talked about in the past is a very niche market. So we're going after that niche market. Chuck Adams, Director Adams and myself are planning to attend 2 meetings in March with an NBAA. One is the international operators and the other is schedulers and dispatchers.
Okay.
It's a smaller group that will speak to directly and tell them about our customs facility. We're also now members of the Southern California NBAA and the Northern California NBAA, which is a much more intimate, affordable way of communicating directly to the people that coordinate international travel in the Western United States. So that's where we're going to focus our attention. I don't think spend a lot of money to tell the world about GA customs really be money well spent because it's a very niche market. So we're gonna go right to that niche market and talk to them.
Okay.
They had a NorCal, SoCal, Corral. It's like a combination of the two. NBAA's event here this year. And I got to attend and let them know that we're getting customs and beautiful. A lot of them were very excited about that. So.
And I've talked to senior people in NBAA and their marketing people. And they have a lot of resources to take advantage of and meet that niche.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions before moving on? Moving on to,
I'm sorry, the runway, we're done completely with the runway, everything you wanted up there, we got the stripes and lights and.
For the most part, we had some minor malfunction, the hydraulic hose came loose and handling some of the new asphalt that had to be repaired. We're still wrapping up the paperwork and whatnot, but as far as worrying about it, there's some, pretty much done.
And now you're
Except for the
leaning,
paperwork.
now you're leaning toward that, this side road, I can't remember,
Yeah, the next phase of parallel taxiway is actually out.
actually out.
That's where our next push is gonna be.
When do you think that gets going?
Next calendar year,
Okay.
we're submitting all the paperwork and what have you now, and we're in the federal fiscal year that'll be funded, which is part of October 1st, but probably the earliest would be May. We're at their mercy when they get around to getting us a grant, and all that, just like we went through. We'll just rinse and repeat and do it again.
Right. Thank you.
all right, any more questions before moving on?
No, sir.
Moving on to number 7, finance report.
With who's actually current interim finance director, I would ask that you approve the demand register.
Well, I've reviewed the demand register, so I move that we accept the demand register as presented to us this evening.
We have a motion. I'll go ahead and second that. All in favor?
And then we, item B, we just have the delinquent tenant list, which is shown. Folks that we can talk to about paying up.
So just for my clarification, how does it work with the delinquent tenants? Like what process do we use?
Remember, our staff calls them, reminds them that it's due.
Okay,
And ultimately, there are legal ramifications.
Maybe.
okay, so
I don't think that's where we're at with any of these tenants.
okay, but they get the bill, they know when,
Yes,
and then, okay. And then we just do a follow-up. Okay,
things happen, life happens.
yeah.
We get
Well, I
taken
noticed
care
that
of.
we have a very small list. So it's not like it's a real problem.
I agree.
All right, any other questions before moving on?
No.
Moving on to item number 8, public session. Statements from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next appropriate agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the offices of the general manager on Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for received testimony, in this case, 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish further time limit for received testimony. I'm looking forward to not saying that anymore.
You've been saying it for 3 years.
Yes, I have. With that, I have Tony.
Mr. President, members of the board, members of the public. Just wanted to chime in here, follow what you said at the beginning of the meeting, President Nash. I wanted to congratulate you on your service. I think it's a job well done. I've been in public service, working for local, state, and federal officials throughout my career, last 30 years. And I have a lot of admiration for all of you who serve. I do think you had a consequential term of office. I've seen, when I first started consulting for this board, this airport district, back in 2013, and I've seen it through ups and downs through various projects. And some of the things that you faced, and I think your board, the staff, and then also I had the privilege of participating, some of those issues were huge and they were consequential. And they did represent an existential threat. And you were an active president. You set a nice tone with your pleasant demeanor, your balanced disposition, your strong communication style. And you were more than willing to engage and get down in the weeds. You attended some of the tough meetings. I know your general manager here was there in support of you as well. I think that was inspirational. It changed the tone of the board. I congratulate you as a board for also, I remember that deer in the headlights moment. That really changed the trajectory for the Sacramento Public Airport Board and the district and those voters that you represent, those constituents. So I'm really excited for you and your lovely significant other here and your new home purchase. And I think we're sorry that you won't be able to serve anymore, but I know you'll continue looking towards public service and you should build upon what you've done. And I just want to say thank you and a hearty congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. I have no other requests to speak from, so I'm going to go and move on to item number 9. Authorization for the president and secretary to execute the 4th Amendment of Service Agreement between the district and RM Design Group for the Business Park Specific Plan.
So those that were present, remember that RM was here at your last meeting, made a great presentation. And we simply asked that you approve it, that's presented to you.
Okay, and at the last meeting too, I wouldn't vote on it because there was not a member from the real estate committee. So Steve, if I may ask you, just if you could provide an update on where we stand with them.
Yeah, basically what this is all about is the time difference from the time we started this project to now. It's got strung out, it's part of COVID and all of the mess we have. Chuck Adams and I have looked at this thing. We agree with the adjustment that they're making to make this thing go on, and we think it's fair, but it's
Okay,
probably more than fair.
okay, thank you, that's all I needed to hear.
So I'll make the motion that we accept it as presented.
We have a motion to accept as presented. Was there a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 10, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the 13th Amendment of Lease Agreement between the district and CJJ Farm.
Yes, you recall for this last meeting, we've amended the typo that we found. We simply asked that you allow for this amendment to be passed.
It's a new lease agreement.
No, it's 13th amendment.
Oh,
30 again.
30th. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, 30th Amendment.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
And we have a motion. I'll go ahead and second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 11, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the outdoor storage lease between the district and Highcraft Builders, Inc.
Again, very straightforward. This is similar to the agreement you approved last time. That for the use of our property for outdoor storage, be straightforward.
Well, I move that we accept, or that we authorize the president and secretary to execute the outdoor storage lease agreement between the district and Highcraft Builders.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And with that, we'll go straight into closed session. Thank you everyone for being here. We'll be right back. We exit closed session with no reportable actions. Moving on to item number 14, director's comments. Let's go ahead and start with,
I'd like to commend Nash for what he's done. He came into the board, I was president, or acting president. He came in within 3 minutes of being sworn, and he was made president, got thrown into the thing, which was, it seems pretty weird that we did that, but there was a specific reason why we did that. The airport probably would not be in existence now if I hadn't done that. So, I mean, but anyway, I want to commend him because he picked it up and did a great job. I think he's done awesome. That's the thing. I think he's got political aspirations and I think he's good at it. I would support him in whatever he wants to do. I think he does a great job.
appreciate that.
That's my comment. And happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Thanks.
Go for it, Michael.
I too want to say, Nash, we ran together and we both joined the board at the same time. And you've been doing very well throughout the whole time. You've been increasing our position on this property here, making our assets grow. And we got rid of a lot of things in the last 3 years that was on the agenda for the last 40-something years on their plate. We said it's going to stop now. And so our legacy that we've already created is we just got rid of that whole lawsuit. We're done with that. And we don't have them pointing toward the future now. Thanks for being a part of that in a big way. So that's huge for the airport. It's still keeping us afloat because we didn't get our tank shot up from underneath us. American Airlines, we need people on board. We got to get people on board. So if anybody's listening to my words here, get a ticket to Phoenix. Come on, it's a great place over there. And if you don't like Phoenix, you can take it anywhere once you hit Phoenix. So I hope we can just get more advertisement going to the right people and increase our numbers of people who are getting on board that plane. So thank you for your service, Nash. That's all I got to say, and good luck in the future.
Appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna follow along too. So I met Nash 1.5 years ago when I decided I was going to run for the board position and met with him during a lunchtime. And I was really amazed by how together he is, how much knowledge he has. He's so much wiser than his youth. His understanding of what happens at the airport, but most of all, his understanding of our community, his love for the airport and his love for our community has always been amazing. And we've become good friends over the last 1.5 years, and I'm really saddened to see you leave this position. But I'm also really encouraged because I know your capabilities and I know you're gonna go far and I know you're gonna do great things for our community. And that's the part that I appreciate the most. I like people that are into our community, in for the long run and willing to do what it takes, even if it's outside of your passion or your expertise. And I know the airport is within your passion and your expertise, and I appreciate that. But your ability to convey yourself, your ability to get things done, your ability to use and how to figure out how to use resources locally is outstanding, Ash. And you can count on me to support you with whatever you do following this. And I'm so grateful that I've had this opportunity to work with you on Airport Board. Thank you so much.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I pretty much said everything that I had to say earlier during the president's year in review. It's been, like I said, an absolute honor, and I appreciate everything that I've learned from every single one of you guys here. and just the, you know, getting stuff done together has been fantastic. Like, I really appreciate each and every one of you, staff as well. I know moving forward, you guys are gonna have a process to, fill the empty board seat. I would like to make the recommendation that, Marvin, who is here in attendance, be, I recommend it. Look at him. Talk to him. I think he would be a valuable asset to the airport board. So, with that being said, you got nothing else?
I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You've been one